Hey everybody! Okay, so this is a 2002 Honda Shadow American Classic Edition 750. It was in a small accident, so a couple of the components are a little bent up. So we're going to straighten this out a little bit. No real customization at this point, but just get it roadworthy and ready to ride, and then we can focus later on what kind of customizations we're actually going to make to this motorcycle. You can see the handlebars hit the tank here when the bike went down, so there's a small dent in the tank. We will not be addressing that today. What we will be addressing is, you'll notice the handlebars themselves are bent a little bit, so they bend back, and you'll actually notice that the right handlebar sits a little bit lower, a little further back than the one on the left. It did get scuffed up on the front fender. You'll actually see the front fender is plastic. That'll get fixed at some point. The rear fender is also a little bit bent. You'll notice the taillights are crooked. And actually over here you can see that the rear brake pedal has been bent upwards, so we'll be straightening that out to make it usable. You can see it's scratched on the rear fender here. Unlike the front fender, the rear fender is made of metal. You can see here that the risers are also quite crooked. That's not going to be a big deal. That's very easy to straighten out. We'll move the one on the right side forward a little bit.
First thing I'm going to try to do is straighten this out a little bit. It'll get replaced eventually. For now, I'd like to take some of the bend out where it's bent here. I actually think the bar is unevenly spaced here as well, which I'll do secondarily. Hard to tell, but it looks like probably offset about a 1/4 inch. A little more space on this side. Anyway, I'll turn this to full lock. I'll take some of this bend here where it goes this way, and pull it this way. And again, this is not going to be a perfect fix, but just a little bit so that it can at least be used as is for the meantime. And who knows, I may even straighten out this riser a little bit in the process. Matter of fact, that's exactly what happened. The risers themselves straightened out when I pulled on it, and the bar did not seem to bend much. But maybe a little. Here, you'll get a little bit of leverage. That actually pulled that bend out quite a bit. Probably a little bit more. It ain't perfect, but it's closer. Alright. And now I can see that it really is just the risers that were tweaked. I don't think the triple clamps need to be adjusted. This tells me that I'll probably just need to actually tighten the risers a little bit. I mean, they're made to move. They have rubber bushings in there so they can absorb some shock. But I think I could probably make those a little tighter. In any case, that's better. Still not the bars for me. Yeah, run these right into my legs. Not as bad on that side. Okay, I'm also using blocks of wood to protect things that I'm going to preserve. I'm using a big crowbar here to apply pressure. I don't mind crowbar contacts this handlebar, because ultimately it's going to get replaced anyway. I can certainly wrap tape around it if I want to protect it, but I don't care that much about it. Strategically apply pressure so that the bar bends in the proper direction. Go up and forward a little bit. Little by little. Coming along. Believe it or not, the chrome does a great job at protecting the bar. Didn't even get any paint on the damn thing. Alright, so now I gotta move this brake pedal and, without removing it, try and get it straightened out. I'm gonna try a few different things. First, just put an adjustable wrench on here. If I can pull this pad off, it'll make it a little easier. Yeah. Just want to straighten this out, hopefully without screwing up the rest of it too much. That significantly improved it. Now I got to take it and move it forward. That could prove challenging. Use the rubber pad actually as a spacer here against the exhaust. Let's see, maybe that'll help. Let's pull forward on me here. That's damn near perfect. Now we just pull it a little bit away from the exhaust. Just a bit. Try and use the rubber end of this as a pry bar, so I don't mark anything up too much. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Put this stupid thing back on. As a front brake. Rear brake. What am I saying? Alright, this whole taillight assembly, license plate holder, it's pretty much a big mess. You can see that it's crooked. This end is pointing in, and as I look at it, I could see that portions of it are cracked, but part of the reason why it's so crooked is that the fender itself is dented in here where the assembly mounts. So we could try to pull that dent out a little bit to get this straighter, but ultimately what I really see going on here, that's a problem, and like that's all bent too. The fender's crooked, right? It's sitting way off to the side here. So I can try to pull that back somewhat so it's a little straighter, but I think ultimately the repair for back here is going to be to repair the entire fender by taking all this stuff off. And if we're going to go through that effort, might as well ditch this entire assembly, do a custom license plate mount, maybe some smaller signals mounted up here on the braces or something like that, right? When the need arises to replace, it's a perfect opportunity to customize. And I think that's what the remedy will be in this case. So for now, we'll get it roadworthy, as is, a little bent. And then down the road, we will modify accordingly. That's the thing, when it's all just a little bent up, you're never going to get it perfect. The idea is to make it tolerable for the time being. I bet you this bike was crooked from day one. It ain't perfect, but it's better.